Hello everybody, I'm Jessicat, and welcome back to the Mountain Queen world, where once again I'm doing an episode of Uncut Ramblings, the series where I do various tasks and just talk about my opinions on things that I care about. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. Today I want to talk about, well, first of all, I want to talk about this. I'm covered in ink right now. Do you know why? Because it's November. And that means I'm wearing my November skin, which happens to be covered in ink, and I'm going to talk a lot about that today. So yeah, look forward to that. So let me just grab my stuff here. Today we're going to be going out and looking for buried treasure, which is why I'm bringing my turtle shell helmet. I don't really think I need much more of this, though. I'll bring a shovel, because that'll be useful. But other than that, I think I'm good here. I can just put on my armor and stuff, and we're pretty much ready to go. So, let's talk about why my skin is covered in ink, shall we? Well, the reason for that is because November is National Novel Writing Month, and you may not have heard of that, so for those of you who haven't heard of that, let me explain briefly what it is. National Novel Writing Month, which I will from now on refer to as NaNoWriMo, because that's the abbreviation for it, is, it's a, how do I describe it? It's a thing that happens during the month of November, where, it's a challenge, where you're supposed to try to write a novel in a month, and technically it's not a novel, technically it's really more of a, it's really just a word challenge, 50,000 words. So that's the goal, is to write 50,000 words in a month. Okay, which way do we need to go to get onto this map? I have no clue. Like, are we heading in one direction right now? Yes, okay, good. So we're kind of heading in the right direction. Let's see. I think I'm gonna need to go this way and then that way. Okay, let's do it. So, yeah, National Novel Writing Month is 50,000 words in a month, and you can sign up online. There's a whole website for it. It's really cool. I think they're a non-profit, like the people who organize it. It's really, really neat. And it's very difficult because you have to put a lot of time into it and a lot of effort, but for writers, it can be really, really good motivation. And I've done it for, I think, I've done it for the past 4 years, and I did it, a year, another year before that as well, a long time ago. So, I've been doing this for a while. Sorry, I bumped my microphone. I've been doing this for a while, and it's a crazy experience because, 50,000 words in a month, that's about 1,667 words a day. The numbers don't divide up perfectly, but they're fairly even. And that's a lot, especially when, you're living a busy life. You've got other things going on in your life. You can't spend all day writing most of the time. So, it's very hectic, and there's just a lot of work to do. Oh, we're on the map now. Good, we're heading straight toward the treasure. That's good. I think I went and looked for this, but I couldn't find the treasure before, so hopefully we'll do that now. So, yeah, and I use it to try to write a novel, because I like writing. I really, really like writing, and I like writing novels. Or I like the idea of writing a novel. The thing is, I've never actually finished one. I've always gotten, not stuck exactly, but just, found a point where there's a big plot hole, and I'm like, okay, shoot, I kind of need to, start over. Or I'll change my mind about exactly how I want to write something, and then I go, oh, shoot, I gotta start over. So, there's a lot of starting over, which is not very good if you're trying to finish a novel. So I have innumerable drafts of the same novel, and it's kind of crazy. So, oh, we're off the map. Are we on the map now? Yes, we are. Okay. I should take off my boots so we can look under the water. And see if we spot anything right away. I might have dug this up, who knows, but I don't think I did. Yeah, looks like I did some digging here, but I don't see a chest, so I don't think I found it. Let me just look around a bit more. Where exactly is the spot? That's the question. Yeah, so it looks like it's right on the shore here, really. Hard to say, but it looks like it should be like right here? Or over here? Yeah, it seems to be right here, actually. Okay, cool. So, oh wow, it's dark here. I can't see a thing. Okay. Is there any way to light this place up? I don't even have torches, not that that would help, but I wish I had torches. So, anyway, back to NaNoWriMo. So, I want to talk a little bit about why I write, like the reasons that I personally write, because everyone has different reasons. Oh dear, the phantoms might come for me if I'm not careful. I don't have a bed. Okay, well, we just gotta hope. Got drowns to worry about as well. This wasn't the best idea, was it? Okay. So yeah, let me talk about why I write. The main reason that I write is because I get, I get all these ideas and thoughts in my head, and I just feel like I need to get them out somehow. So, writing is that method for me of just, like, getting things that I need to get out of my head. I can't tell if this is gravel. Okay, it is gravel. So, that's like one of the reasons I write, but another reason, oh, hello there, friend. Oh, I don't even have my sword on my hotbar. Why don't I have my good sword? Where did that thing go? Why don't I have a sword at all? That's not very good. That's kind of annoying. Okay. So yeah, that's part of it. And like these ideas and things that I get in my head, they're stories, but they're stories to like express a deeper meaning. They're stories to express things that I feel strongly about in one way or another, like for example, the destruction of the planet, or the like the relationships between people and like how those work and why they're really complicated sometimes. Stuff like that. I'm trying to just like explore that and express that through my writing a lot of the time. Or just like express concepts that are hard to explain in, oh gosh, that guy scared me. Concepts that are hard to explain in like, without using like poetic language or like, specifically like written language. So it's interesting. I took a class recently in like Chinese culture, and we talked about how there are like Chinese poems often express things that are beyond the words that the poems actually contain. Like these poems are are composed of words, but really like the words are expressing a deeper truth that you can't really express in words. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it made sense to me. I was like, yeah, like there's something beyond the surface level of what this is saying, and the words are really just an avenue to that. The words are really just a way of saying things that cannot be said in words. And that's partly what I do through my writing, is I try to express truths that can't be really said in words. So yeah, those are some reasons that I write. Those are some reasons that I'm doing NaNoWriMo, and yeah, I'm participating in it again this year, but college and all that is gonna make it tough, very tough. And so we'll see how it goes. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it's gonna go. So there's that. But I want to relate this topic back to like art as a whole and what I think of the purpose of art. And that sounds really like vague, I guess, but I want to talk about like why people make art in general, I guess. And for me, art is a very subjective term, I guess, because there are a lot of things that a lot of people would consider art, and there are things that a lot of people wouldn't consider art. So there's a very wishy-washy definition of it, I guess. And for me, art is just anything that has some sort of aesthetic purpose. some sort of like something that a human being made, or or I guess, yeah, no, something that a human being made in some way. So like, computer generated art totally counts. But something made by a human being intended to like have some sort of aesthetic or meaning, I guess. And it's tricky to define, but I would accept most things as art, I guess. Most things that you can make an argument for. I have a friend who thinks everything is art, and I do disagree with that, because like, I'm not gonna look at like a what's a non-terrible example I can give here. I mean, I'm not gonna look at like a dog and say it's art. Dogs are great, dogs are beautiful, dogs are wonderful, I love dogs. I cannot emphasize that enough, but I don't think dogs are art. Wait, it's right there. Okay, shoot. It's literally right there. Typical. Okay. Well, I think I found it. Or did I find that already? Because that would be really funny if I found it all, or somebody else found it already. Sheesh. Well, that was a waste of time. Okay. Let's hope I can find the other one then. So yeah, I have a really vague definition of art, but the definition I do have, I think, you can say a lot about the art that fits my definition. There's a lot to be said about why it is made. Am I even heading in the right direction right now? I honestly have no idea, and I should put on my boots. I think I'm heading in the right direction. So, what I mean by that is there are a lot of reasons why people would make art, but I think overall art is something to be made by one person and enjoyed by other people. Or not even necessarily enjoyed, I guess, but experienced. Because I've definitely seen some art that I do not enjoy, but nonetheless am glad that I experienced, which is weird and doesn't make sense, and I know that. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn on coordinates really quickly. Yeah, we're actually heading in the wrong direction. Which way is the right direction? How do I make that number go down? This way. Okay, good. Maybe we were heading in the right direction. So, yeah, art is something made by one person to be experienced by another. Although, then again, you could argue that some people make art just for their own benefit, but then I would still consider that like, it's being experienced by them. So then they experience art as both the creator and the experiencer. But I kind of want to talk more about art as the art for the purpose of being experienced by others, because that's what really interests me. Oh, something's hit me. Let's just keep going. So yeah, the way I see it is, well, let me relate this to a conversation I had with a friend the other day. So like, I think it was yesterday actually. My friend is in a film class, and she has to watch a movie every day. And one of the movies she watched, she told me about it. It was this really like weird, dark, thriller, terrifying movie called Funny Games. It's German. And from the description she gave me, I do not recommend you watch it unless you are like okay with violence and people doing terrible things, and like that doesn't bother you too much, or at least like you're okay with experiencing it for the worth of experiencing a piece of art. But like it's very very dark, and it's also in German, although it was apparently remade in English. Anyway, she told me about how this movie. I am totally lost, by the way. She told me about how this movie contains moments where they break the fourth wall. Hi, skeleton. And for those of you who don't know, the fourth wall is kind of this. It's not really like a literal wall. It's more of this idea of a barrier between the audience and the maker of a piece of art, where like you're not supposed to acknowledge the fact that someone is experiencing this. You're supposed to pretend that there is no one looking at it, kind of. You're not supposed to like point at the audience and go, "Oh, hi, audience." You're supposed to leave that alone. And they intentionally break the fourth wall in this movie many times, and I'm totally lost. Completely and utterly lost. I should probably head to 0, 0, honestly. Or, like, use the map? I don't think the map's gonna help. I need to get away from these monsters, really. I can try to remember which edge I was on the map and use that to help me. Okay, let's get on the trees to get away from the zombies. Oh, hey, there's the spruce forest. I can head toward that. I think I'm pretty sure that's the same spruce forest I live next to. That's good. So yeah, so there are moments where they break the fourth wall, and she told me there's one moment where they where these guys are doing horrible things, and then one of them like turns to the camera and like looks at the audience, and you feel she said she felt this reaction like, don't look at me, like, this creepy guy it seems like he's looking straight at her. Of course it seems really like offsetting, and I completely understand why she had that reaction. And she said he asked, why are you watching this? Why are you watching us do this? Do you enjoy it? And that was a really interesting question to me. And she said the whole movie was kind of about critiquing unnecessary violence in movies. But I thought it was a really interesting question that the guy asked, and I would like to propose my answer, which is that I'm watching this not because I enjoy it, not because I enjoy watching violence on a screen. I hate it. I really do. I don't like seeing violence on a screen. It just doesn't. I don't like it. This looks like player inhabited terrain. I mean, people have obviously been here because of the torches, but I don't know which player, and it's probably not me. Because I don't recognize this place. Which is funny. Oh, turtles and boats. That's actually really smart. I should do that to bring my turtles home. Gosh, where even am I? Okay, I've gone... I'm in the positive coordinates. Okay, where was I originally on this map? Where am I even trying to go? I will admit here that I'm a bit lost. Or maybe even very lost. That's not good. Okay. Oh, there we go. We're moving on the map. Why am I even following this map? I should be trying to get to this map. Oh, and I'm a tiny little dot on that thing. Top left. If I'm in the top left, I have no idea which way I need to go. Let's just head back in this direction. See how things go. Okay, so yeah. I would like to propose my answer to the question, why am I watching this? Because I really don't like violence on a screen. But the reason I watch stuff like that, and the reason I experience art like that, is because it's trying to send a message. I mean, just as I just said, the whole movie is about, going against senseless violence in movies. It has a message. It's trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you something that I think is really important. Obviously, a movie is a huge amount of work to do, and it's not something you can bang out in 5 minutes. It's a ton of work over many months, even years. So if somebody puts that amount of work into this thing, they must think that they have something, a message worth spreading for whatever reason. There's got to be some reason. It could be a variety of reasons, but there's always going to be a reason why they think it's important to make this thing and bring it out into the world. So the reason that I would watch such a thing, even though I don't enjoy it, is to acknowledge that, okay, you made this thing, you think it's important, you were trying to tell me something, I'm going to listen. So no, I don't enjoy senseless violence, and I wouldn't watch a movie just for the purpose of watching violence. That's not my type of thing. And if people enjoy it, then, that's odd, but I don't think I can really judge them for it. Oh hey, we found the hub. But, we're approaching it from a very different direction. Odd. Okay, so I was, wandering around there the whole time. Well, that's fun. I guess I made it home. That's all that matters. So, yeah, that's what I would say is, I'm watching it for the purpose of seeing the message. And because you have something to say, and I probably have something to learn here. And it's going to make me think about humans. And this brings me to my next point, which is that, oh, hi, Wandering Trader, let's check out what we've got for sale. The I think this guy turns up. I think this guy has been around here for a while, which is funny because I think they're supposed to despawn after a while, but apparently this one hasn't. So this brings me to my next point about like the general purpose of art. I think the purpose of art can be one of two things. Ooh, I don't like seeing the glass up there, but I do like seeing the water pillar. That's fun. So I think the purpose of art can be either to send a message about the human condition, or to entertain, and of course it can be both, but I think it's always going to be one or the other. So let's talk about the first one first, sending a message about the human condition. I think, art is made by humans, it's going to have something to do with humans, because you can't disassociate art from human beings by the simple fact that it is made by human beings. A human being making art will be thinking like a human being, and therefore the art will, consciously or not, have something to say about the state of a human being, and even if that's not the purpose, you can look at any piece of art and go, this says something about people. Take Minecraft, for example. Like, Minecraft is definitely art. Just the video game, in its purest form. That's art. I totally believe that. Take, for example, what can I take as an example? Take, for example, this forest in front of me. This forest is it's very different from a real-life forest in many different ways. For one thing, real forests don't have very oddly shaped blocks that form the trees, but Minecraft forests do, and yet this forest looks quite a bit like some real-life forests. Like, the general principle is there. You've got these trees, these living plants, these living beings, all growing together, clumped up in this sea of green, and you've got flowers and nature, and here you can see like the human tendency to imitate one's surroundings, to try to like recreate one's surroundings, and even in an imperfect sort of medium, try to recreate something semi-realistic. And I think that probably speaks to, you could analyze that any way you want, but I think that means that we admire our surroundings, we admire the natural beauty of the outside world, and we try to reproduce that because we think it's worth reproducing just so we can look at it. Even though we can look at it outside, we think it's worth looking at on a computer screen as well, and I think that's great. So there's just one example about how art reflects the human condition. And you can look at a game like Minecraft, or any piece of art, any piece of art you want, and think about it in a similar sort of way. By the way, I need to get rid of this treasure map because I don't want to confuse it with the other one. So there's an example for you. And then the second purpose, I think, of art is to entertain, and entertainment can come in a wide variety of forms. It can make you laugh, it can make you cry, like you can enjoy being sad. I completely believe that. Which one of these maps was it? It was this one. You can enjoy being sad, I totally believe that. And you can also, you can appreciate something just for its beauty. We humans, as I was just talking about a second ago, we have an innate tendency to look for beautiful things, and I don't know exactly how the human brain defines beauty, but I do know that we have a definition of it, and there are certain, I think universally recognized standards of beauty for humans. There are things that everyone finds beautiful, and we enjoy seeing beautiful things. I don't know why. I don't know, what part of evolution or creation, whatever you want to believe in, made us that way, but I think it's great. Obviously, we have a thing that we can enjoy, and it's beautiful, and so that being beauty, of course, and I think that's great. I really don't know which direction I need to go on this map, though. So how about we wander around for a bit and see where we end up. So, you can entertain using beauty, you can entertain by making people laugh, by just making people feel warm and fuzzy inside. I mean, think about, all those happily ever after, fairy tales and stuff. Those entertain just by making people go, oh, okay, it was all good in the end then. Things might have been tough there in the middle, but it all ended up okay, so that just makes you happy because you empathize with the characters, and you're a human, you feel empathy, so you're happy when other people are happy, even if those people are fictional characters. I truly believe that. And so, there are a lot of different ways to entertain someone, and really just like, really the goal in that sense of art is to bring out pleasure. And not all art needs to do that, just as not all art needs to be created with the intention of saying something about the human condition, even though I think all art inherently does. Uh, all art does not need to entertain, or be made to entertain, although I think you can find entertainment of some form in just about any form of art. But those are the two like main purposes, I would say, and some people create art for both, and some people create art for neither. Well, no, not neither. But some people create art for one or the other. I don't think anyone creates art for neither. But I just think I think that's what art is for. It's for making people happy and for telling people important things. And that's about all I have to say on the topic, I think. So unfortunately, I'm gonna end it here. I believe, like, I don't know where this darn map is gonna lead me. I might, I think in the next episode of Uncut Ramblings, I'm just gonna keep looking for this treasure. What I should really do is find myself a bed. Actually, yeah, I should go back and find myself a bed, so I don't get attacked by the phantoms. But yeah, that's all I've got to say pretty much about art and humans and why humans make art and why I'm writing this November and why a lot of the episodes you see from me this November are probably just going to be uncut ramblings because those ones take the least amount of time to make. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and hope you enjoy this month and get up to some creative things of your own. And I will see you next week. Bye!